numbers.
Plymouth was there, and today the consistent winners include the Ronnie Sox Buddy Martin team from North Carolina, the ace from Akron, Arlen Vanke, the tough Oklahoman Don Grother, the beauty from Colorado, Judy Lilly, and many more, all pros in a tough sport, a sport born in the wastelands of Southern California and nurtured carefully by tough sportsmen. That's where drag racing came from. In the 30s and into the 40s, cars raced against the clock in straightaway time trials on the dusty, windswept dry lakes and salt flats. Men like Ack Miller, Vic Edelbrock, Ed Iskandarian, Paul Sheeper, Wally Parks, and many others held to their belief that their sport did have a place, and the Southern California Timing Association led the way toward growth and progress in drag racing. By 1946, SCTA had some 25 clubs, and a major meet would draw 200 or more cars. The stock car, not too competitive in those days, but the drag racer is a man of ingenuity. If it did not run fast enough in the morning, then he went to work modifying, creating, trimming, honing. Give him a couple hours and he's 10 miles an hour faster. In a word, creativity, with speed the sole object. This was the look, flatheads, four-bangers, running with V8s and even V12s on inactive military airstrips. A lot of $300 mustering out checks put the hot rodders back on wheels. Burning speed from a rolling start. It had a special look, but also had a special performance. Tuned exhaust. And sometimes a fella get a little out of shape, but at 45, 50, the shape wasn't too bad. The pits, they've always looked like the pits. Flat of your back, searching for the problem. Then came men like Stu Hilburn, magicians with carburetors, camshafts, fuels, and the like. Some real motor science started to show up in drag racing. They tamed the V8s, added streamlined chassis, and proceeded to break the magic 150-mile-an-hour barrier. In 1951, the National Hot Rod Association was born with the aim of national organization for the sake of safety and longevity of the sport. The NHRA sending out safety safaris in the early 50s to sell drag racing, put drag racing on the track, keep it off the street. A ribbon cutting for the first National Drag Racing Championship. By the middle 50s, drag racing had its ground rules and definition. an acceleration contest over a quarter-mile distance from a standing start, a single-car run, or a competitive run between two cars. And the custom cars came on in the 50s. Today, it's a $200 million a year industry. And you think this looks like an anteater? Well, yes, it does, if you know what an anteater looks like. But I'll bet you never saw one run this fast. And even in the beginning years, a fella needed a push now and then. If he lost, well, sometimes dignity required him to take the shortest route home. Jack Brabham and Colin Chapman might be surprised to learn that dragsters were being pushed quite fast in the 50s. In those free days, a fella could warm his tires in reverse if it saved time. Ingenuity, the real heart of drag racing. Some of the lucky ones get some help from a computer now and then, but the sport is still trial and error. That's the fun of it sometimes. In 1951, the first Chrysler Hemi engine came on the scene. It took a couple of years to harness the power of this giant of an engine. But most dragon men realized this would be the foundation power plant for years to come. The search for power produced more and more twin-engine dragsters, a few very fast, a lot with promise, and all with mechanical bugs. As more horsepower became available, the drag tire started getting more attention. Produced very little smoke, very little in those days compared to the tires of the middle 60s. 1959, drag racing made its appearance at the Riverside Raceway in Southern California. A lot of action, a lot of laughs, running downhill on the back straight. This was the year that Don Garlitz and Jack Chrisman really went after the speed records in their Hemi dragsters. Chrisman's Sidewinder had the crowd standing and roaring, and the stock cars were near their own classification as drag racing headed for a new era. Rules were expanded, and a driver had to be careful about running out of his bracket. Hold it, circle and wait, sometimes the wiser decision. By 1963, the stock car had its place, the grandstands, and a population explosion. And in the NHRA Nationals, a pair of super stock wedges for the championship. In the '64 Winter Nationals, Don Garlitz, the Florida Swamp Rat, relied on Hemi power and swept to a wing victory in the top fuel class. 1964 Nationals, Indy again. A pair of wedges running for the new Super Stock Class Championship, doing it automatically. (1966) Again, Pomona, NHRA Winter Nationals. A tough team comes in from North Carolina. Buddy Martin, team manager. Ronnie Sox, driver. Jake King, master engine builder. This also the meet in which a pretty Visalia, California housewife, Shirley Shahan, became the first woman ever to win a major drag racing championship as she defeated Joe Smith in another Hemi Plymouth and took the Super Stock title. Sox and Martin, they turned Hemi power loose in their gas-burning funny car, winning their class and become the talk of the sport. The big Superstock story of 1966, Jer Stahl slammed his Plymouth to 3 major victories in a row, including the Nationals at Indy. Jer Stahl, Superstock champ, Spring Nationals, Nationals, and World Finals. 1967, Thunder Valley, Bristol, Tennessee. The boss, the real boss, the pro ranks growing. Best drag equipment ever. National Hot Rod Association Spring National. Ronnie Sox. Other lane, Ron Mancini, another Plymouth. A record crowd to watch. And it's Ronnie Sox winning the Superstock Eliminator title. So we go on to Indianapolis for the NHRA Nationals. Next, Ronnie Sox takes on the old pro, Grumpy Jenkins, driving a Camaro. Jenkins, one of the best ever at the Christmas tree. Ronnie Sox had the power in his Plymouth. He knew it, but he also knew the light was critical. And Sox is a half rep too quick. A red light, and Grumpy is the winner in Superstock in the 1967 Nationals. 1968 Winter Nationals, Pomona. Record crowd, more than 80,000 attending. They saw Al Joniak in his Mustang take on Dave Wren, wedge-powered Plymouth Superstocker. Wren pulls 3 car lengths ahead, but the red light gives the victory to Joniak. Then Jim Warren, the big Bakersfield Ridge Runner, wins the Top Fuel Championship in the Warren Coburn Miller Rail. A solo run and the first major drag championship for Big Jim Warren. You'd think he'd take it easy, but he didn't. He stood on it because he wanted to taste the fruits of victory, his first big one in drag racing. Back to Indy again. 1968 NHRA Nationals. First time total prize monies for a meet go past $150,000. Again, a Plymouth showdown. Superstock finals. Arlen Banky, Akron, Ohio, against Wally Booth, Midwest Auto Special. Banky left lane. Banky's got to catch him. Top end, he got him. Akron Arnie for the win. Take a look. Less than a yard for the victory. Arlen Banky. Superstock. Come out of there. Let me shake your hand. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This the first big title for you this year?
Yes, it is, sir.
What was the difference for you at the Nationals, Arlen?
Well, it just seemed like the car was ready. I felt good, and it was my day.
And no troubles along the way? No exciting moments?
None whatsoever. No troubles. Everything was exciting because the car was running fine, and so was everybody else.
What does this mean to you, this national championship? I know that you're certainly not a newcomer. You've been in the sport for a long time. It must be a rewarding moment for you.
Well, it means to me I can go home and won't have to listen to anybody saying, why did so-and-so beat you, or what did you do this wrong for? I can go home and feel good.
I'll bet you can, Arlen. Congratulations again, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
1968 Nationals at Indianapolis AA Fuel Finals. Don Garlitz, the Swamp Rat, trying to become the first man ever to win 3 Nationals against the tough Kreitz, Greer, and Donovan Fueller. Don Garlitz, the first man to win 3 times at Indianapolis in the AA Fuel. While a Plymouth teammate savored the fruits of victory, the Sox and Martin team was on the road. Ronnie Sox and Buddy Martin, prime figures in a rolling research program for Plymouth, making one of their clinic appearances. Buddy Martin.
Superstock. Yes, there was. As you know, in the past we've had the Superstocks and run Superstock Eliminator, and also, as you know, that there is...
Their purpose, to help performance enthusiasts with the latest tips on safety, handling, braking, acceleration, and driving techniques cited by Ronnie Sox.
The way our cars are set up with a big tire on it, we can use it...
For the professionals, there's a lot of work to be done. The Sox and Martin team, including Chief Mechanic Jake King, are busy preparing the 1969 race cars. The work is done carefully, efficiently, quietly. And suddenly it's time for the Midwinter National Drag Meets, the start of a full season of racing. So the red, white, and blue Plymouth van is on the road, rolling cross-country from home base in Burlington, North Carolina to Phoenix, Arizona. The American Hot Rod Association Winter Nationals, Beeline Dragway, Phoenix. Unload, unwrap, a quick check of the racing machines. First day, qualifying and time trial. If you have any tuning to do, today's the day. Tomorrow, eliminations begin. For Sox and Martin, a quick wrap. Back they go to their motel. Their day is not over, not until well into the evening. For the American Hot Rod Association has chosen this evening to officially name Ronnie Sox as the AHRA Driver of the Year for 1968. AHRA President Jim Tice makes the presentation.
We of American Hot Rod Association very happy to make you this presentation as our 1968 Driver of the Year.
Thank you very much, Jim. I'd like to thank all of you with AHRA for this award, and I'd also like to thank everyone that made this possible, especially all of our sponsors, and to Mr. Jake King, who we think is one of the greatest mechanics in the bunch, and also to Mr. Buddy Martin, who has to get all the loose ends tied up, and more or less satisfy the factory guys, satisfy me, and satisfy Jake, and I know he has a pretty rough job, so just a special thanks to all of you.
The gold helmet will look good on the mantle in the Ronnie Sox den at home in Burlington, North Carolina. The plaque handsome on the wall, but those are frills. All these honors may seem directed toward Ronnie, but this is no bother for the team. Buddy Martin puts it this way.
It's just what it states. It is Driver of the Year, and he is a driver, and he did the job. It's for sure that we could have had the car to run just, you know, better than anybody else could have ever made the car run, and had some jackleg driver, you know, guy that just an average driver or whatever, and we wouldn't have gotten anywhere. We wouldn't have come up with anything like this. So, I mean, you know, he did the job, and like I say, as far as seeing him win it, we know, and most everyone else knows now, that it's you know, it's a team effort, and that if he wouldn't have had a good car and a capable car, he couldn't have gotten Driver of the Year. And if anybody's done a job, you know, did a job driving last year, he sure proved it.
In the Superstock class at the 69 AHR Winter Nationals, Arlen Vanke and his Plymouth Barracuda win easily in the semifinals as the Mustang comes unglued off the starting line. And now Ronnie Sox gets the call. Finals top stock eliminator. The Mustang will get the handicap. Tough. It's tough to sit and wait while the competition goes flying down the strip. Can he catch him? Sox in the left lane. The spectator side. At the top end. He got him. Close, but he won another Eliminator Championship. Back comes Arlen Vanke in the Superstock Finals. Vanke running in the left lane. Ed Terry's Cobra Jet right lane. And Vanke wins easily. And now the Mopar Review under the high sky of Arizona. The Ram Chargers, AA fuel champions. Big John Masmanian's super tough, funny Barracuda, the best appearing car and crew at Phoenix. Arlen Vanke, the Superstock champ. Ronnie Sox Roadrunner, the top stock champion. Been a good day for the Plymouth team at the AHRA Winter Nationals. But the drag racing fan wants more. He wants a close look at the men and the machines he's admired from the distance. And he gets that look. And his questions will be answered right on the track. That's the way it is with the Plymouth team of professionals. the racer's work is never over. Well, the action now shifts a little farther west to Pomona, California. Pomona, the site of the National Hot Rod Association's Winter Nationals. The rig is rolling toward Pomona. The Sox Martin team will run in the A and B modified production classes at Pomona. Again, record prize money, record crowds. Before the racing starts, let's go inside the car with Ronnie Sox. Watch him at work. Get the taste of his sport from where he sits. First, the all-important staging procedure. This is how it is done by a pro.
You stage the car with your heel on the brake. You just want to barely stage, and then you mash this little red button. As soon as the last yellow gets good and bright, you pop the clutch and the button at the same time. Also, we have a reverse lockout to keep you from hitting the hard spot on the 1-2 shift where reverse normally is.
What about the Christmas tree? Are all the Christmas trees the same, Ronnie?
All Christmas trees are the same. Some tracks do have a little more traction than the others, and that way, like I say, you just have to practice on them.
Ronnie Sox runs in the A modified production final shortly, but right now we have two Plymouths rolling to the starting line in the Super Stock semifinals. Don Grother, Oklahoma City, in the near lane, torque flight. Arlen Vanke, Akron, Ohio, in the far lane, 4-speed shift. Note how carefully they are staged after they've warmed the tires. Here's where the pressure really bears down. A great start for Grother. And he wins it in the right lane. And Grother goes to the Super Stock Finals. Now it's nearly time for the Street Eliminator Finals. In the staging lanes, a final moment for the A-modified production winners, Ronnie Sox and Buddy Martin.
The car was running to Irwindale with his collectors on it. It should run better. I think we'll just more or less play it by ear. It depends on who we're going to run.
Yeah. Right now.
But I can tell, I can just about tell how good a body get if it's going to go below the record.
Yeah.
So if it does, we'll just straighten it out on the other end.
Now it's simply a matter of everything going just right. Despite the fact the best automotive minds have tuned their racing cars to the final degree, there's always that factor of luck that figures in the final reckoning. Sox in the spectator lane, Jim Elliott, F-modified production Corvette power side. The Corvette leaves first with the handicap. And Ronnie Sox will lose this one. A red light. He jumped the starting line just a fraction of a second too soon, and Buddy Martin walks away fretting. Now a look at the fantastic funny cars, a pair of Barracudas. Ray Alley, power side, Rich Sarunian, spectator side. Watch the power off the start. Alley, out of shape. But he holds it. A fantastic job of driving by Ray Alley, and he goes on to win the race. The Chrysler Hemi engine remains the top fueler's favorite power plant. AA fuel finals, both Hemi-powered. Don Prudhomme will be running in the far lane. The veteran, the snake. John Mulligan in the near lane. John, often a bridesmaid, but he has never won a major drag racing championship. Mulligan off first, and he wins it. John Mulligan wins the AA fuel title and cooks an engine. More Hemi power, top gas finals. Dave Grassy, spectator side. Cliff Smith in Larry Bauer's gas rail power side. A great start for Grassy. He holds the edge. An easy win for Dave Grassy in the Top Gas Final. The Plymouth team will now watch as Don Grother in his white 68 Barracuda Superstock showdown with Jerry Harvey. The Mustang leaves first under the handicap system. Grother's got to catch him. Can he do it? Yes, he can at the top end, and Plymouth remains the car to beat in Superstock Eliminator. Meantime, in the winner's circle, 17-year-old Mark Coletti, Hillsboro, Oregon, youngest driver ever to win a major NHRA championship. Mark drove a 1968 340 Barracuda E-Stock automatic class. International Superstock winner, this Plymouth, owned and driven by Don Grother, Oklahoma City. As you can see, the work is never done. Though a winner, tear down and putting it back together, Don. Did you know before you hit the speed trap and crossed the finish line that you had Jerry Harvey beaten?
It was real close, and I caught him in high gear, and after I caught him in high gear, my car is higher horsepower, and I knew I could stay ahead of him then.
You've been driving for a good many years, trying for a long time, close many times, and you finally came up with a big one. How did you start?
I started with Plymouth in '63, and always in Superstock cars.
And you just hacked away at it until you finally got to that little gold mine.
Finally had a lucky streak.
Don, congratulations and good luck to you. And so the racing is done. The track stands emptying, growing quiet. And it's time to roll on to another race, to another city, to another story. It's a time to ponder, to talk, to plan, to refresh, to be tougher for the next race. That's the way it is with a competitive man, especially the professional who enjoys his work.